Hey, what's up, guys? Got another new video here for you. This is Tuned in Sports. My name is Bryson.
I'm Bennett.
And we just wrapped up Championship Saturday. There was a host of games both on Friday and Saturday that decided the conference champions for each conference. You know, the ACC was won and decided today, and it was won by Clemson. As well as the Big Ten was decided by won by Ohio State. The Big 12 was won by Oklahoma. The Pac-12 was won by Oregon, and so on and so forth. But you know, and then the Mountain West, of course, was decided by San Jose State. But anyways, you know. That aside, the one that we're here to talk about today is the SEC championship game between the Crimson Tide and the Florida Gators.
No. I'm not a Gators fan.
No. But, you know, he does root for him on occasion. But, anyway.
No, I don't. No, that's something you'll never catch me doing, is rooting for the Gators.
What if they played Miami?
I would root for Miami.
Really? Over the Gators? You'd rather the team in your conference win?
Actually, no.
Okay, there we go.
Well, yeah, I would root for the Gators.
One time. But anyways,
I can't stand Miami either.
Anyways, jokes aside, Alabama took on the Florida Gators tonight, and in the SEC championship game, ended up winning the game 52-46.
Oh.
And whew, wow, what a game.
Yeah, I mean, towards the beginning, it was looking more and more like your typical Alabama game where they completely just blow out the team that they play against. But, you know, second half came around and it seemed like Florida seemed to be able to get things figured out a little bit and got back in it. You know, it was definitely a hard-fought game for both teams. And neither team really disappointed. I thought, you know, Florida came in there and showed what they were all about, which is winning. I mean, they were right in the game and actually had a chance to win. 26 seconds left. They got the ball back in the fourth. Granted, 26 seconds isn't a lot of time when you're having to go down the whole length of the field. But still, just to be able to, you know, have that possession to possibly be able to do something, still a good thing. Because, I mean, if they were to score, then look, it was only a 6-point lead. Florida would have won it if they could have scored. So,
yeah,
you know, anything can happen. So, but, yeah, I mean, it was no surprise to me that Alabama won. I had picked them to win. Granted, they didn't win by as much as I thought they were going to, but, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Where to start with this game? You know, first of all, in the preview, I talked quite a bit about how, you know, the defense hasn't exactly impressed me this year, which is not the typical Alabama staple. Usually it's the defense and the running game that gets the job done, and then the quarterback does enough to win. But it's not generally, you know, if we're able to throw for 500 yards, then we might have a chance. Generally, it's we're going to run the ball for 300 yards or something, and then hopefully the quarterback just doesn't make any mistakes. You know, in this game, holy shoot. I mean, in some respects, I feel like it didn't really matter what we did. It worked on offense. But at the same time, like I said in the preview, I said, what generally gives Alabama problems is good quarterback play on the other side. What did we see tonight? Good quarterback play on the other side. No turnovers. The two quarterbacks combined for both Alabama and Florida totaled, Mac Jones had 418, Kyle Trask had 408. So they combined totaled over 800 yards of passing.
Yep.
And there was only one interception in the whole game, and it was in the first half. And Mac Jones threw it to the receiver, and the defensive guy just ripped it out of his hands. And then the defensive guy went to run it back, and Robert Mechie III laid the wood on this guy and absolutely beat the brakes off of him and forced him to fumble the ball. And then Devontae Smith, who happened to be standing there, was like, "Oh, fumble!" and jumped on it. That was one of the craziest sequences I have ever seen. A turnover into us getting the ball back with a fresh set of downs in the red zone. Or not quite, in the red zone. That was one of the craziest things I've seen. But anyway, like I said, if I had a feeling, we talked about it in the preview, I said that the defense hasn't been overly impressive to me, so I would not be surprised if this ended up being a shootout. Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. The defense, especially in the second half, we weren't stopping nobody, nothing. Florida was going down, scoring at will. Basically, every time they got their hands on the ball, it was a touchdown. And the only thing that we could do was just keep scoring.
Yeah, they held you pointless in the third quarter, so it was literally, you guys just picked it up in the fourth. And
yep, exactly. Because just like I said was going to happen, is that if the defense wasn't probably going to stop anybody, and it was going to turn into a shootout, and it was going to be a matter of how many points could our offense score. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what it turned into. Great job by Florida's passing attack specifically. They hardly ran the ball at all, to be honest with you. The person that probably ran the ball the most was Kyle Trask. But in terms of running backs, hardly any of them even touched the ball.
And the sad thing is,
they really didn't even run.
Yeah, you look at Jones though. He had 2 rushes for 24 yards. They had when they did run it, they were gaining.
Well, that's a quarterback though.
Wait, Eric Jones is a quarterback?
Yeah, Emory Jones is their running quarterback. So he came in for 2 plays. But apart from that, it just their main running back was Naquan Wright.
And how many runs did he have? 4?
He had 11 yards, 4 attempts. We did a good job stopping the run, but that was about it. Everything else they wanted to do, they did with ease. And there was just so many just wide open plays and wide open receivers. And, the one guy on Florida, Tony, as well as Kyle Pitts, which was no surprise. But Tony and Pitts, those 2 guys had themselves a field day out there. And it was just like, oh my God, these guys.
Yeah, Tony didn't drop a pass.
Yeah.
He was targeted 8 times.
Well, I probably wouldn't have dropped too many passes if I was as wide open as he was either. He had a couple of plays where his first touchdown, he literally dusted one of the Alabama corners, and he was by himself. He just dusted him. It looked like I was watching the Philadelphia Eagles out there. It was just ugly.
Or the Bengals, for that matter.
Yeah. But, it was just crazy. And then, we went back and forth. The whole time we were ahead pretty much. But it seemed like they just would get they would get close enough to make it a one-score game, and then we'd score again, and it would be a two-score game. And then they'd score again to make it one score. We'd score again, make it two, especially in the second half. And it was just because the first half, it was pretty much like a 17-point game. It was 35-17, I think, or 35-18, one of the two. Yeah, 17. 35-17 in the first at halftime. So I'm thinking, okay, I mean, and I'll be honest with you guys, in the first half, we got very fortunate to be ahead by as much as we did. Because, I'll be honest, the offense didn't look great at times. We had a handful of plays. I think it was 4 possessions in a row where on third down, we had a play where we either didn't convert, wouldn't have converted, or would have been difficult to convert, where they committed a penalty that kept our drive going on like 3 or 4 drives. So really, they beat themselves in the first half. It wasn't us just drilling them.
Yeah.
So, and their offense too was still doing pretty good. I mean, there really wasn't that many punts. There was hardly any punts. I don't know what the number is on it. Yeah, 1 punt each way. That's it. 1 punt by Bama, 1 punt by Florida. That was it. The rest of the time was just straight offense, 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 offense. So it was just an insane game. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. It was a great job all around by Alabama, and I felt like our offense played exceptionally well. I mean, we did a really good job. When we needed to score, we always did, which is good. Now, on the flip side of that, though, defensively really struggled, like I said before. And the reason why I keep bringing that up is because, yeah, we got away with it this week against Florida. But, I mean, if we go into the playoff and have to play a team like Clemson, we can't have a performance like this.
Ohio State.
No, Ohio State I feel fine with. After what I watched today of them, I think we'll be... if we get a first-round matchup against Ohio State, I'll take it. I think we could do just fine against them. But what I'm saying is, if we have that eventual game against Clemson again, it's going to be tough sledding with what I saw out there today on defense. Because I believe their defense is a lot better than Florida's. So I don't think we're just going to be able to score at will. I'm not saying we won't be able to score, but I'm just saying it's going to be hard to score at will against Clemson's defense, and their offense is just as good as ours. And their offense is just as good, if not better, than Florida's. So that's going to be another shootout, except for their defense is better. So what does that mean? We lose. So our defense really needs to get better. I realize that we have like a bunch of first-year players on defense. And that's part of it is there's a bunch of young guys out there. A number of freshmen, linebackers, corners, safeties, stuff like that. That makes it difficult. Yeah. But, I mean, we got to play better than this. Otherwise, I mean, I have faith in us, but it's going to be really tough. Like I said, if we end up playing against Clemson at some point, which, I mean, at this point,
I'm hard-pressed to think it won't be Clemson.
If I had to guess, my guess would be whoever we play in the first round and whoever Clemson plays in the first round will end up playing. We'll both win and we'll meet in the championship again. I mean, I just see that being the case. I don't think Ohio State is going to be either us or Clemson. I don't think Texas A&M, we've already beaten them. I'm not saying they're not a tough out, but I'm just saying we've already beaten them. I feel like we can beat them again. And then, or let's say Notre Dame gets in there, I definitely think that we could beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, they got smoked today by Clemson. So,
So, I mean, I'm just saying, if we end up meeting, we can't play defense like we played today. Otherwise, I see us losing. But with that being said, this game alone, though, was crazy. I mean, like I said, total offense for us, we had 605 yards of total offense.
how much did Florida have?
They had 462. On top of that, man, Najee Harris deserved the MVP of the game. That dude had 178 rushing yards and 67 receiving yards. He was all over the field. Devontae Smith, 184 yards receiving on 15 receptions. That dude, between him and Najee Harris and then Mac Jones, they were the game. Those three players were the game for us. And they were just unguardable all night. I mean, like I said, with our defense, it was the same thing the other way. Outside of the third quarter, I mean, in the first half, I don't think there was a drive that Florida kept us out of the end zone or from scoring. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure we scored on every possession in the first half. Mm-hmm. In the second half, they held us scoreless a couple of times. But, regardless, I'm just saying, our offense played exceptional. Mac Jones, 33 of 43 for 418 yards, 5 touchdowns. Najee Harris scored 2 rushing touchdowns as well as 3 receiving touchdowns. I mean, it was
literally the game.
Yeah. And then 2 touchdowns by Devontae Smith as well. I mean, it was just a great outing by the offense. And this further pushes in my mind the belief that our offense this year is better than our offense last year. I think this is the best offense we've had since I've watched. Our offense is unbelievable right now. So Steve Sarkisian, kudos to you. Please stick around. And if you don't, please go to the Eagles. Because the offense that we've got going on right now, I mean, I don't know what else to say besides kudos to you, man.
Yeah, besides our offense would be better without you. Just playing.
I mean, like I said, though, defense, though, we really got some work to do. We really do. But offensively, though, this was just an outstanding game. And even just as a fan of football, this was a great game. It was pretty much back and forth. Like I said, even in the first half, when it was a 17-point game, whatever it was. Yeah, 18-point game. The score was a lot larger than it should have been. I didn't feel at any point that we were 18 points better than Florida, even though that's what the score said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you.
I didn't feel like even that score was really truly a reflection of how good they were and how good we were. I didn't feel like we were that much better than them. And so I knew when the second half came and the moment they got the ball and received the second half kickoff, they went straight down the field in 2 plays. And I was like, yep, this is going to be a game right here. This is going to be a game. And it was to the very end. Great play by, I think it was number 8 to get the sack at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Great job by him to save, whatever they were going to do. There was 16 seconds left, and the sack with all the people running so far down the field ended the game because they had no more timeouts. Great play. I think it was number 8 on the sack there. Great play by him. That pretty much sealed the deal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I said, it was a fight to the very end. And then on top of that, we even gave up. They went for a 2-point conversion at the last time they scored. They went for 2, and they were initially going for 2, and then it was like a pass interference or something stupid. So then they got it on the 1. So I'm like, oh, of course they're going to do it now, and of course they're going to score. Sure enough, they did. So then they only ended up losing by 6. And I was like sweating it out. I'm like, holy crap, if they somehow find the end zone, we could lose by 1.
Yeah, you know.
So, but great game, man.
Whoever Florida's offensive coordinator is, if you want to stay in Florida and come down to Florida State, we would be glad to have you, you know.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, either one of these guys, either one of these offensive coordinators, come on over to the Philadelphia. We got an opening. I mean, good
Bengals
Lord.
could use some help on the offensive side as well. So, we would be willing to, fit you in there.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, my hats are off to both teams. You know, Florida, we were talking in the preview about whether or not we thought that they would come out, you know, with something to play for, or if they had just kind of thrown in the towel on the season because of the fact that they lost last week. And now, regardless, they couldn't have gotten to the playoff.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't do that. They came out guns blazing, ready to compete. And like I said, my hat's off to Florida. If you're a Gators fan, congratulations on a great game, great season. And I feel bad for whoever you have to play in the bowl game, because I have a feeling they're going to absolutely cream somebody.
Yeah, you know.
It could get ugly quick.
Yeah, you know, it was just one of those things where, you know, we came in. I mean, I thought, I honestly thought they weren't going to come in and, play their best game, because they were like, I was thinking they were probably like, you know what, we lost our chance at a playoff spot, so what's the point?
Yep.
But, they proved me wrong there. They came in, played a great game, ended up losing, but nonetheless, I mean,
Nothing to be ashamed
like,
of, though, that's for sure.
No, I just feel like, I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, okay, well.
Sorry.
Anyways, I guess with that being said, we'll cap the video off here. And, you know, like I said, Roll Tide, great game. Super thrilling national championship. Broke all kinds of different records for offense and different things. I mean, it was just, as a matter of fact, it wasn't even just Smack Jones, but also Kyle Trask. Both of them broke the record for the most passing yards in an SEC championship game. So, a hell of a game by Florida, hell of a job by Kyle Trask. You know, that guy, you know, he coming into this, he was a Heisman candidate, and that guy deserves all the accolades that he got and he's getting. He deserves it, because that guy is truly amazing. I mean, hats off to you. But anyway, so with that being said, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Make sure you, check out our other content. And if you want to hear what we were talking about in the preview, go check that out as well. And then, make sure that you check out the rest of our college football stuff, as well as our NFL stuff, NBA, Major League Baseball, UFC, boxing, WWE, all the different stuff.
Yeah, one more thing. We look forward to kicking your ass next year if we have to play you.
Who?
Florida.
Oh. Yeah, right. If it's Kyle Trask, it's going to be the other way around. You're going to be...
Well, we're going to take that. We're going to take them to the cleaners next year with Jordan Travis at the helm.
Okay. Well, Are we talking Are we talking on Madden?
No, on the NCAA game.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, if one is being released, I don't know if that's
probably not, but
anyway,
I
was just joking. But
yeah, I know.
I know we're probably going to lose to them, but nonetheless, it is fun to play them.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, like I said, make sure you hit the like button. Check out the rest of our content. And with that being said, I'm Bryson.
I'm Bennett.
See you guys in the next video.